Hey, welcome, old farts. This is another piece together wonderful show here. All right, so we're going to kind of have a different show today than what I've had in the past, and we're going to do a few things a little differently. I've got a few people that want to jump on. And I have an in studio guest here today, and so anyway, a couple other things that I wanted to talk about is DJI released a new uh, version of the Fly app, and with larger type. Are we communicating with them? I think they're making some old fart. Accommodations here. And so I'm really happy about that. Oh, I want to say hi to a few guys in the chat already. Brian from Waypoints New England is here. Max Air 420. Max, you're going to love this. And John Coopy. I don't know if you know John Coopy, but John is kind of a resident FPV expert, and so we have today the probably the premier expert in FPV in Las Vegas. I understand. I mean, I know many years ago he asked me to design a UNLV drone club logo, and I don't know if that's even still going on, but anyway, so let's without further ado here, I'm waiting for a few more people to get in. We're going to I want to introduce you to Trayvon Tiger Barnes, and it's very easy to do that today. There you go.
All right.
Yeah, you can move, scoot on up. Poe, you'll have to move.
No worries.
Yes.
No worries. Hey, Bob.
Good.
All right. Nice to meet everybody.
This is
I'm Trayvon.
This is Trayvon. I've known him probably about 7 or 8 years now.
I've been here since about 2015.
15 is when you got here?
Almost 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. And we know each other through a different connection other than drones. But then when I started getting into drones, he had already been into drones. And so we do something when I have a new guest on the show every time.
Awesome.
And what I want you to do is take about 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
I want you to give us a where you came from, how you got here, what are you interested in, what are you working with, what are you doing, and then we want to get to drones, okay, and then your drone history, okay. But give us just kind of a rundown. As you can tell, Trayvon is not quite an old fart, but he's a young fart here, and we've always been interested in having a wide range of people here. So Trayvon, the show is up to you. Take it away.
I'm Trayvon Tiger Barnes. So I actually introduce myself in the Native American language, and then I go ahead and say it in English.
Sure.
So in Choctaw, it's Halito Sohachifayat Trayvon Kacha Barnes, and it's just hello. My name is Trayvon Tiger Barnes, and I'm just happy to be here. I've born and raised in Las Vegas, so I am a local. 29 years old. I was born in September 1994, and my mom and dad. My dad was born in Las Vegas. My mom was from. They both met here, and so I have a lot of family here, a lot of cousins and people that I grew up with.
Yeah.
I went to high school at Desert Oasis, class of 2012. And we were actually the first graduating class to go there for all 4 years.
So cool.
We opened up a brand new school.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I played quarterback in high school.
Oh, cool.
Athlete throughout my entire life. So that's one of my favorite things about drones, but I'll get to that. It's just, I've always had a passion for sports and being in Las Vegas. Now that we have great sports teams, I'm really happy to have the Raiders here.
Yeah.
Lifelong Raiders fan.
Oh, wow.
And so
Yeah.
the Golden Knights, out their Stanley Cup champions.
Yeah.
And having the Aces and everybody that's doing well. It's been a lot of fun having all that going on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's so different. I mean, for so many years here in Las Vegas, we never had any real professional sports because we allowed betting on sports games, and we were the only, at one point in time, up until just a few years, we were the only place that you could legally bet on sports.
Right.
And now you can bet on sports everywhere. And then, so all of a sudden, Las Vegas became an attractive place to put a sports team, and
yes. We had a lot of sports fans here. It was just a matter of getting our own team that we could back up.
Exactly.
And so I went to school in Oklahoma for college, and I started there for 3 years. I studied engineering, mechanical engineering, switched over to HR management, and I did a little bit of business. And I just figured out after a little bit of, what I didn't like, switched over to human resources, and then figured out that I actually enjoy leadership. And so I just went around and did a lot of different things, played rugby, tried a lot of different fraternities, and figured out what life was really trying to offer. Yeah. I figured out life's not about the degree, but who you become from all the experiences.
Definitely.
That you get.
Definitely. I can attest to that. I taught for 18 years at the College of Southern Nevada, and I have an associate degree. That's what I have.
I have one from CSN as well. I got my Associate of Arts at CSN. But I took an improv class at CSN. One of my favorite classes of all time. And,
cool.
And so I just love the journey. It's really what life's about to me.
Exactly.
So far, it's a lifelong learning journey for me. Even though I'm done with school, I graduated UNLV class of 2020. I still like to learn from YouTube University and anything else that I can.
Every day I'm learning something on YouTube. I mean,
exactly.
When I was teaching, I would tell my class, especially during the last few years, that, if you get stuck, it's not a problem. Type your question into YouTube and a 14-year-old will explain it to you. I guarantee you, it's what happens, Yes. And I still do it every day. I mean, I get stuck on some problem. I search it on YouTube or some other place there.
Exactly. That's how I learned a lot about flying drones, honestly. Yeah.
So Trayvon brought us a little show and tell here today. So before you show us the drone, tell us what your involvement, how it got started, and what you're doing today in the drone world.
In the drone world, so I am a professional FPV pilot, and so I have done music videos, advertisements. I like to do one-take drone videos where it's maybe like a tour through a facility involving a lot of different moving parts and actors. Where you only get one chance to do it right, or else you have to redo it, right?
Yeah.
And so those are my favorite type of opportunities. And so lately I've been doing, work with a variety of clients, just because drones are limitless with the type of work you can do.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't like to just limit myself with one type.
Right.
And so I've been all around different parts of Vegas and different parts of the U.S. working. And the way I started was just a Christmas gift, which I brought for you today.
Yes.
So you can see, which kind of started it all. It was just a toy.
Yes.
And from there, I realized on YouTube that people were flying drones through facilities without even being to see the drone.
Right.
They were wearing the goggles.
The most famous one, I think, is that bowling alley one that was out a few years ago.
Yeah, this was way before that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 2017. There were guys in, it was Mr. Steele, these were guys in Rotor Riot, which were,
Yeah.
one of the first groups of FPV. And they were flying through like abandoned warehouses and through the trees and things like that in
Yeah.
Switzerland and things like that,
Yeah.
I think. And so
Wow.
that was amazing for me to see. And I realized real quickly the toy that I had was pretty limited. And so I figured out there was a store just down the road, Alpha Drone.
Yes.
Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
My friend
They're
Sean,
gone now, unfortunately, but yes, I do know.
That was the first place that I figured out FPV existed. And Sean took me under his wing. He was my mentor and helped me learn how to build drones. And from there, it just took off.
So do you mostly build your own drones now?
Oh, yes.
Do you,
yes.
That's
you can buy a pre-built drone if you want to save a little bit of time knowing that it's already good out the box.
Yeah.
But for my custom needs, I like to pick each individual part.
Okay. I think a lot of the FPV guys out there, they are the same. They don't like to just buy a canned one. And plus, they tell me you're going to be putting it back together multiple times.
Right.
If you fly FPV, you're going to crash.
Yes.
That's
part of it. Fly, crash, repeat.
Yeah.
That's one of the parts that kind of is like a gatekeep. It's the barrier to entry. Is if you can withstand that the pressure of crashing and having to continue after those moments. That's where it kind of keeps you. It's what separates the people who keep doing it and the ones who quit after the first crash. I see it a lot.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you get it for a gift, and you just give somebody their first drone and they go crash it.
Yeah.
Then they just throw it away and that's all they've ever done with it. So I have a passion in teaching and training people how to fly drones. So that way they have a good experience and they can actually do so many things with it.
Oh yeah.
I used
that first positive experience is so important. I think,
I agree.
I think even, the audience here, kind of thing, we really understand that. Right. So Trayvon brought with him his first drone, and I want to be able to show everyone. A lot of you are going to be able to relate to this.
This is the TIE Fighter.
Okay? This is a TIE Fighter Star Wars drone.
Get ready for this. I'm going to show you.
Okay, we're going to see it.
Imagine Christmas morning or Christmas night, right?
Yes.
And
oh my God.
You pull this out.
Oh, look at this. Wow. Oh, I would come out of my skin,
And each time you close it and open it, it's a different song. So it's different tracks. And they partnered with Star Wars.
Yeah.
These are legit.
Wow.
Sound effects.
Wow.
Yeah, you can put that down. Take the drone out. So propellers go on the bottom, and it really looks just like a flying.
Looks like an X-wing fighter. The propellers attach on these pins down here. Which way am I going?
Yeah, brushed motors.
Okay. Yeah. And what kind of controller would do this?
So everything's contained in the box. I'll pull out the controller if you like. It's going to keep making noise.
It's okay. Pretty cool, huh? Have any of you seen this before?
No, I didn't bring the controller.
Okay, we don't have the controller here.
But the drone is it's a huge FPV looking controller, actually.
Really?
And
okay.
It connects your phone to it.
And
it plays a lot of sound effects and vibration.
Yeah. It plays the Star Wars sounds.
You can actually battle these with up to 12 drones.
Oh my goodness.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I see Warren says, I want one there. So I got to kind of zoom back here and talk to some of the people here. John Coopy's here. Jeff's Place is here. Warren is Bill from Coast to Coast Drones. Bill Thomas. Good to see you. I know I'll probably be watching your show tonight. And Max is here. Max 420. Max is probably, he's been in the drone community longer than I have. And Max is he's based out of New York, but he flies everything. I mean, he flies, little 5 inches, little all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
He flies
the
fixed wings. He flies, in fact,
helicopters.
I think, Max, do you fly a helicopter? I don't know.
That's a wide variety. It's usually people stick to one or two. But
I know.
the RC cars are a big
thing too. No, he and then his significant other, Tammy, she's flying the DJI FPV. Great, and so she's quite a pilot, and she has a talk show also that is pretty popular, and she kind of piggybacks on with Ken Heron there, and occasionally she's the news girl at Ken Heron, so yes. So yeah, what's Max saying? Yes. Helicopters, yes. Okay, good deal. Hey, Flying Flynn Media, John Flynn is here. Okay. Vegas Aerial Services, hey, see you in a few minutes. That's Jeremy,
Yes,
Jeremy. So we are gonna, I hope I don't bore a lot of people here today, but we are going to have kind of a FPV talk today. I consulted with Trayvon about our upcoming Vegas drone meetup in November, and he has agreed to be a consultant for us for those of you that are in the FPV world and that want to come out for this drone meetup. We are definitely going to have some FPV activities pretty much in various parts of the city here. So we're going to do that. Where do you think is going to be the best place for, if there's, say, 20 guys that want to fly FPV on a say a Sunday morning or something like that? Where would you send them?
So when we had our quad camp here, we had a variety of different schools or different we had places in like OSB, Old Silver Bowl.
Yeah.
That we normally would meet up, because at least there's the actual flying field and the actual place that's recommended from the FAA for people to fly.
Yeah.
But it depends on a select group. There might be a select group of people who like to do freestyle and want to do like some kind of office buildings and proximity, things like that. Las Vegas is great for corporate.
On a Sunday morning.
Yeah,
when there's nobody there. Yeah.
Sunday mornings are the time when we actually would do that.
Yeah.
And so, because locally, the biggest pilot is also Slat FPV. He's my roommate.
Oh, okay.
And so we always plan sometimes on a Sunday to go to corporate buildings and do something like that.
Cool. Well, a friend of yours has just joined us here.
Yes.
So I'm going to introduce here one of our committee members on the Vegas drone meetup. And he's going to probably be the FPV guy, but also he flies a lot of other things, and he's also one of the 3D printing masters that I know of, and he is actually doing this as a living there. So let me add in. Hi, Jeremy, you're on.
All right.
Hey, everybody out. How you guys doing? What's up, Trayvon?
What up, Jeremy?
Long time no see. Last time I saw you was UNLV game.
Yeah, that was a good. We got the dub on that game too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So tell me, Jeremy, what are you thinking here?
I'm definitely excited to see Trayvon involved. I think his skills, along with his mindset and the way he presents himself, is going to be a big addition to everything all the way around.
Thank you.
Yep. I feel the same way, So tell us what you've been doing.
I feel like I'm looking into a mirror.
It's a little strange, yes, but kind of talking to yourself there. I'm using the Pocket 3 as my webcam
Yeah,
here, so I can pick this up and move this around
That's
here,
pretty cool.
and you can
It's
you can
smooth.
see
The
some of
office.
my man cave here. There's my
quite
fixed wing airplane and my you know G4 iMac over there, still wrapped up.
Where's
yeah.
But
So a little bit of background with me is I started with fixed wing back when I was probably 12 years, 11, 12 years old. My dad had an old P-51 Mustang.
oh
And
yeah,
he got me started on that, had retractable gears and everything. We had a helicopter. We had it going. It was called the Candyman. I don't know if you remember that kit, but
uh-huh,
we flew it. But when I say fly it today's standards, we didn't fly it. We just kind of got it off the ground. And
got it off the air.
when you're talking about that many, controls, it's just way difficult. I definitely envy Max on his ability to fly a helicopter because I don't think I can.
Yeah. I've watched Max fly a lot of things. I mean, we did FPV. I was tagging along. I wasn't flying FPV, but we flew through a crane. We found in some rural part of Florida a couple years ago, there was a crane, and Maddie and Max and Tammy and trying to remember. I think TJ was with us too. Anyway, I mean, they were zooming in and out of this crane.
Mhm.
I was like, it was crazy, just crazy.
Yeah, Trayvon's a lot better FPV pilot than I am for sure. I'm still definitely in the rudimentary. I keep to my own little space and do some mountain surfing, but as far as the loop-de-loos and everything, that's all Trayvon and the building diving and stuff.
It's a thrill. That's what I say with the sports. It really puts you in the perspective of like a
Yeah.
like a jet fighter, I would
Right.
say.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so,
you're sitting in the front seat of the drone. You're not standing on the ground watching something in the air.
and I
Trayvon,
Yeah.
Trayvon, do you remember Brian that used to live here in Vegas? And he had just started flying FPV, and now he's like the prime. He moved to Arizona, and now he's like shooting for some big name people.
Brian,
Yeah, I forget his last name. I can find out real quick.
yeah, it doesn't sound familiar,
Yeah.
but that's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's doing big things.
Oh, hey,
I
think there's
so
a
much work
future.
out there for everybody.
There's a future here in FPV. As far as a business is concerned, and there's a future for whatever. I mean, I know a lot of guys are flying Avadas for real estate.
Brian
Flying through.
Woodward. You'd know him if you saw him, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably by face.
Yeah.
One of the things that's coming out is the Apple Vision Pro. You know
Yeah.
about that? I plan on shooting some 360 footage, so that way, no matter which way your head is turned, you have access to the entire.
And that, like with an Insta 360 camera.
Or yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or a GoPro Max.
Yeah.
Having that kind of footage instead of a fixed camera.
Yeah.
Would be great for the Apple Vision Pro.
Oh yeah.
4K on both
Yeah.
eyes.
I don't know how many people are going to jump on that at $3,500. Isn't that what it is?
I am.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of early adopters and people who are going to jump on it at first,
Yeah.
just to create that lust and desire amongst the general public.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's going to.
Oh,
cheaper.
I without a doubt believe that that's going to be a hit, but I think it's going to be a hit when it's at $18.95.
For sure.
When it hits that price point.
That's the non-pro version.
Yeah, it's
I
think so. There. So Jeremy, I want to kind of introduce you to the Old Fart community here. So can you kind of give us the I don't know if you were on when I asked Trayvon to give us his 2-3 minute version of his history. where did you come from? What did you do before?
Yep.
What are you know, how did you get to where you are today? And then how did you find drones? And how did you progress through drones?
Sure. So I started life in a small town in southern Illinois, south of St. Louis, Missouri.
What town?
Belleville, Illinois. So just
Okay.
about 15.
I spent like 5 years in Carbondale.
Yeah. So my mom lives in McCanda right now. She
Yeah.
lives on Cedar Lake in a log cabin there. So I started life there, and then went into the Marine Corps at the age of 19, and spent good 11 years in the Marine Corps. So I traveled the world, got to see different states, different cities, different countries. Pretty good taste of everything on how life is supposed to work or should work, in my opinion. And then after the Marine Corps, I've always been a software guy. So back up a little bit, but I used to do software when I was 10 or 11 years old. My dad used to hand me magazines, and I would write the print commands in the old command line. And you know, when we didn't have Windows back then. Yeah, we didn't have Windows back then. It was DOS, but yeah.
Yes.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I've always remained a computer interested guy. So out of the Marine Corps, I couldn't find work right away. So I started going to college for web development and that kind of stuff, because that was really just starting in the early 2000s.
Yes.
And I figured I could start a career there. I come to find out I started teaching the teacher, because he was teaching things that were already too old. So I dropped out of college and started my own company doing web design and web development back home in St. Louis. That did very well. Got married, and as we all do, had kids and got divorced, and moved to North Carolina. And then I started another company there doing web design, and did really, really well there. But the market dried up really fast. So it was a small coastal community. So that brought me back to St. Louis for a few years, and then out here to Vegas. Vegas is where I really found drones. I had followed a couple guys, Trayvon knows, Todd, and a couple of other guys. I had always followed them. There used to be an FPV shop that was ran here in Vegas. And there was a couple guys that were involved. I mean, I'm sure Trayvon remembers Stuart. Stuart's still around. Sean's still around. They all still fly. And I just started following them and learning. And then started with a normal, like everybody else, started with a Spark. That was my very first drone, and then kept advancing from there. I recently had the Mavic 3 Pro. I didn't care for it, the image quality. I went backwards and went back to the Air 2S. In between all that, here in Vegas, I tried learning FPV. I think I have the hang of it now. I have a couple of videos out there, but I'm definitely not as advanced as some of the other guys.
Yeah. So what, you started off with a camera drone, and I want to ask you too, Trayvon.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of guys here that started with, obviously with, Mavic Minis and Air 2S's and stuff like that. What's the, do you think you should just dive in and learn acro, or go, kind of like the Avata route and
for FPV?
Yeah, to get into first person view, to get into goggles.
I'll tell you my route, and then the way I've trained people.
Sure.
Okay, because I've trained over 250 people who've never even touched a drone before. And they were police officers too, so they weren't always the first people who wanted to learn, but sometimes they did. And so the way I learned, I first started with the Star Wars and then the DJI Spark.
Okay.
And so that really, the Spark was just an offer up. Someone just glued it together that they broke and just wanted to sell it for cheap. And I realized real quick, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, I can do all these real estate videos and roof inspections. And, I don't know. I was just happy to have a camera.
Yes.
And a drone that could support it. And then, like I said, I went to Alpha Drone and I got my first 5-inch drone, it's like going onto 1,000cc motorcycle. You know? It was like
yeah,
much
from the
power.
moped to the
Yeah, to the sports car.
yeah.
Yeah. And of course I broke it a lot, but he helped me learn how to fix it. And so the way I actually suggest for people is, if you want to learn FPV, start with the simulators on the computer.
Okay.
Get the controller. I've been using the same controller since I started.
Okay.
And then the simulators will translate really well to either a tiny hawk or like a really tiny whoop, really, really small drone, indoor style. And then from there, you'll feel really comfortable going acro and learning how to control those and control maybe 3-inch or 5-inch drone. So
Jeremy, are you flying acro?
I am. So I almost the exact same path that Trayvon is. You know, that I started with a Mob 6 that was modded, and it was actually a digital, system. So I stuck with the analog. I went straight to digital. I had analog for a short time, and then once HD came out, I really just stuck with that because of the quality and the
yes.
system.
Nowadays they're more widely available.
Yeah. So I have a Mob 6 that, like I said, has been modified, and it now has an O3 unit on it, so I can use the new goggles. That one of the guys I talked with you last week about, Bob Quad Sensei, he's one of the forefront guys, in my opinion. Dax Neal's his name. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what you guys are talking about. He's one of the best guys as far as the micros. The micros are a great way to learn, not necessarily for outdoor stuff because of the weight. For indoor stuff, it's perfect. And then I also have two Avadas, one stock Avata, and then one that I've converted to the Axis Fine 3.5 inch. So it makes it a full carbon frame and up bigger motors, and actually a bigger footprint of a drone, period, but still uses all the DJI electronics.
I see.
Cool.
I tried to build it. I tried to build your own drones, and I got so frustrated of how much time I was spending on the bench than I was actually flying that I just rather would stick with the consumer grade. And they're starting. Look at all this new stuff they're bringing out now for consumer grade. They're not DJI, made, but they're almost exactly like the Avata. I forget the name of the latest drone they came out with, but it's a perfect beginner drone. Looks just like the Avata. I think it's sold on either GetFPV or one of the other sites.
Yeah,
I've been meaning to do that because I've been kind of out of the loop on the newest technology. Like when I first started, it was always rapidly changing. I was on top of it, but now I've got something that's been working for me for years, and I haven't really changed it. And so I'm not always 100% sure what's the newest technology.
Yeah,
that's why I still Tiny Hawk, and that's like
you can still get a Tiny Hawk. I mean,
I still have Tiny
there's
Hawk.
quite a few of them available now.
They're ready to buy bundles, but they are like limited if you want to advance,
right?
Because they are analog.
Yeah,
kind of that way.
Yeah, and it looks like old time TV inside your goggles. You're getting that very.
If you get out of the air, out of bounds or out of limit, you'll start getting that fuzzy, like an old TV signal, whereas in digital, it just goes blank, which is sometimes even scarier. But
yeah,
yep. Pulling some stuff up, huh?
Yeah. So I want to show one of Trayvon's videos here, and then I'd like to pull up one of yours, Jeremy. Okay, and so this is at UNLV. And UNLV has this is their main football complex, isn't it? Where the football team, is headquarters and all that.
Football complex is where they do all their training.
Yeah.
Their film study, cafeteria. They do everything there.
Okay.
Besides live there.
Gotcha. Okay. So this is, here we go. I've turned the volume down so you can narrate on top of this here.
Well, actually, I like the volume a little bit too.
Okay.
The sound effects are part of it. Some sound design. That's the
UNLV fight song.
Yes, fight song. Just coming in through the entrance, and we just made sure everybody had a part. So I just moved pretty quickly to the weight training facility.
Everybody knew you were doing this.
Yeah, they all are doing specific things we wanted them to do.
Okay.
So got some music in the background. But you have a barbershop inside the facility as well, which is very
Wow.
uncommon. And then this is the main locker room, which is state of the art. Just kind of go in and go out.
We had a great team this year.
Yes.
UNLV football has not been very exciting here,
We actually went to a bowl game.
but
you know.
this year I think we won eight games this year out of
Yeah.
10 or something,
A
and
lot more than usual.
way more than usual.
So this is a very complicated thing because there's just a huge amount of space that we're covering and making sure everybody does their part. And so this is the cafeteria I was talking about. It's pretty much buffet style. More teams are allowed to come there besides the football team.
Uh-huh.
This is where they do their film study. You can see they have a lot of seats,
Uh-huh.
projector style, really cool graphics on the walls, really long hallways with all the offices for the coaching staff, and really
Wow.
cool bay windows that you can see.
Now, what drone were you flying?
That was like a custom Kin FPV drone that I've been using since, I've actually been using that for probably 4 or 5 years.
It was a whoop style.
Yeah, it's a really
Wow.
tiny, like 2.5-inch type.
Yeah, that was the only point. The point I was trying to make for those indoor shots is it's important to have that whoop style versus an open drone. I mean, there's a lot of people that can do it, obviously, but the non-whoops they tend to be a lot more difficult to control, and you can recover a lot easier.
The thing about it, instead of having like ducks with really big covers over the props, they were just pretty much guards.
Yeah, that's what this new Avata, the new Axis Flying Avata is just really thin.
Yeah, that's my preference, because before people would Cinewhoops would use the big fat ducks to give them more thrust, but they're really loud and they have short flight times.
Yeah.
And they're not as maneuverable either. So this one really flies a lot like my 5-inch drones.
Well, my video will not be as exciting as his, but it's more my style.
Well, no. So can you share from your side there, or
I don't
if
think
you
I
want
can.
to?
I'll link to it in the private chat of the stream.
Okay, yeah. Then I can pull it up here.
Yeah.
Yep. Real good. Real good. I wanted to put this up here real quick too. Let's see, where did it go? Come on. I got too much stuff going on here.
The last one.
Last one, that's you right there.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's Trayvon's YouTube channel, tigers.eye.
I should explain that, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, well, my middle name is Kacha, which means tiger in Native American.
Okay.
So my whole family name is Tiger.
Yeah.
And so the eye of the tiger
Eye of the tiger
is the lens that I shoot with. Right?
Uh-huh.
That's why you see inside the logo is like an aperture.
Gotcha.
camera
Yes.
ring.
Yes. Yes.
Because that's pretty much how I capture everything, with whether it's a drone or a camera, is through the eye of me, the tiger. And the lowercase I is kind of like my techie way of changing it. Instead of EYE, which is also like the stone.
Uh-huh.
And I also like the stone, Tiger's Eye stone.
Yeah.
And then kind of connect all of that
Oh,
together.
yeah.
And that's why I go with that.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. All right. Let me get Jeremy's video up here. Like I said to most of our regular old farts here, this is definitely going to be a different show here. So I do want to I'm going to drop in the chat right now. This is Jeremy's channel here, or his video here. I just dropped that into the chat. Okay. And I'm going to bring this up right now.
Yeah, make sure you put in Trayvon's link too in the chat.
Yes, I had Trayvon's link on the screen there too, but I am going to put it. We'll put it in the.
Us old folks, we can't type that well, so it's easier. It's easier to click on things.
Yep. So here is Jeremy's channel, and Jeremy, tell us also about your Facebook group. What's happened there?
So I run a DJI, not DJI sponsored, but it's the DJI Avata group for Facebook. We just hit 10,000 members today.
Hallelujah! Wow.
I'll post it in the chat.
How long have you had it up?
About 8 months, I think. 9 months.
10,000 members in 8 months is pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's similar to yours. It's worldwide, so we get a lot of people from England. Both sides of the world.
Yeah.
A lot of moderation. I'll just put it that way.
It is a chore, but I tell you, I really enjoy the chore here. Kind of thing. So this is Jeremy's, and I do want to get his beginning in here because it's really good.
Yeah, it's just fun things.
So I'm going to turn it up to begin with here, but I want you also to be able to narrate on top of this here, okay? Here we go.
This is an intro that I did a couple of years ago to just
PBS FPV.
Out by my house. I live actually on the corner there, about a block in.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Trayvon's even seen this. You can see I actually got
Which is that? Blue Mountain?
I got a little better than I was last time you saw me fly.
Oh no, I know where this is. That's where the mountain top has the
monkey.
The monkey, yes, the Buddha and the monkey. Yes. No, this is at Cactus and Fort Apache, right?
Fort Apache and Blue Diamond. Okay, yeah, no, you're right, probably. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. That intersection right there is, yep, Cactus and Fort Apache.
The reason I like coming out here to fly is, one, it's really close, and two, there's never anybody out there, so I don't have to listen to any Karens or Kens give me any static about why I'm out there or what I'm doing, who I'm spying on.
No Karens.
I've had that. I've had a couple people.
Oh yeah. Did you get a shot of the
Not with the FPV. I have I not with my FPV. I have a bunch with my camera.
Okay.
Is this your upgraded Avata or
It is, yeah.
upgraded one? Yeah.
Yeah, you'll notice there's no wash anymore when I'm doing any kind of banking or yaws. So it really cleaned all that up, and it got rid of a lot of the prop wash. And there used to be a really bad problem with the Avata.
What camera?
Stock. This is straight out of the 03.
It's an 03 unit. Okay.
Yeah, and the Avata has the 03 unit built in. So, but yeah, this is no GoPro.
Yep.
I don't think I did any grading.
Jeremy, Trayvon asked, have you tried attaching a GoPro?
No, not yet.
Okay.
It might be nice for indoor flights.
Yep.
Then you could use GoPro Studio to or the app to fix the fisheye and stabilize it even more.
Yeah. You can stop at any time, Bob. It gets pretty repetitious doing this kind of stuff.
But we're giving everybody in the old fart community here a view of what they can be flying at, whether they're flying a camera drone or they're flying an Avata or an FPV drone. This is the type of places that you can easily fly in Las Vegas, and we will definitely have a few journeys out there to fly areas like this, or actually we may actually go right here too to fly this.
Yeah, it's all public land, so there's no reason why we couldn't have a group of people come out there.
Yeah, I've like I said, I've parked my car right there at that intersection multiple times and taken off from right there.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm parked on that little black dot there.
Yep.
Mountain
Yep.
surfing is fun. Mountain surfing
Yep,
is fun.
I
mountains.
certainly have enjoyed that too. So anyway, yeah. So excellent. So
Who do you get to do all your little animations?
That's me. That's what being
That's him.
that's what being a software developer is. It comes in hand.
Oh, what do you make them with?
I
Adobe?
usually use what's that?
You use Adobe.
Yeah.
Yeah, After Effects or not? What is it? What are theirs called?
It used to be called Flex, so a lot of this stuff was done in Macromedia Flex or Adobe Flex.
Okay.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I use Apple software, so it would be called Motion.
Motion.
Or, yeah.
Yes.
Final Cut.
Motion,
Motion and Final Cut.
Mhm.
Yes, we have quite a few people in the Apple sphere.
Mhm.
I know in our group. I know Ron Brown edits all in Final Cut, and I edit in Final Cut. I've been editing in Final Cut since Final Cut version 3. And
That's awesome. Man. That's great.
actually, it was Final Cut Express. I don't know if anybody still remembers that,
Mhm.
but they had a kind of a cut down version of Final Cut to begin with. And then Vaughn bought Final Cut 3 and could never figure it out. And he gave it to me.
Everything was on disc and
Yeah.
floppy disk.
Oh, yeah. It was 15 disc, I think, to install it, you know.
15 disc set. I started on iMovie.
Yeah.
With the iPad.
Yep.
The very first iPad. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to make us fit in a little better, Bob, Trayvon, I used to feed pieces of paper about this big into a machine. That was the code, and it had little punches, little dots similar to Braille. You would feed that in there, and it would program the thing. That's how old some of us are.
Yeah.
People are gonna look at what the things that I do, and by the time I'm your guys' age,
Yes.
look at it as archaic.
Yep.
It's wild to
Of
think
course, we want
Yeah.
life to move forward, and it's so fun looking back at stuff we did. I started in graphic design where I had to cut Rubylith where I wanted to block out a space for a picture. It was a whole different world here. But I do want to show this video I have up here now. This is Jeremy, and this is an area of Las Vegas that I'm kind of a junkie on this area. In fact, I have Ken Dono convinced now that he needs to come to this spot, because I had him on the show 2 weeks ago. He was here for CES, and he crashed the show here at my house.
Nice.
And this is Lovell Canyon Road.
I know this.
So if you
I've been there, actually.
you go out past Mountain Springs
On the way to Pahrump.
on the way to Pahrump, and you just got to keep your eyes peeled for a little sign that says Lovell Canyon, and then you turn right on that road, and you really almost have to have a 4-wheel drive vehicle. Do you think, Jeremy?
Yeah, to get where we are thinking of going, no, it's all paved road to that parking lot. Past that parking lot is I'm an off-roader. What we call our air down spot is that parking lot. So that's where we air down all our tires, because then it starts getting pretty bad. But that parking lot will be perfect.
Yeah. I've been all the way. I'm sure if you stay on that road all the way, you wind up in Pahrump.
Yeah, close to it. Yep.
You wind up, just a few, not even a mile from the city limits of Pahrump.
There's a way to get to Red Rock, I heard from back there. Too.
There is?
There's a way to get to Red Rock and a way to get over to Mount Charleston.
I know you can get back to Mount Charleston.
Yep.
Yeah. This
Like the top.
canyon is the backside of Mount Charleston.
Correct.
For those that know what Mount Charleston is, Mount Charleston is like even right now it's a thriving ski
I
area.
was there yesterday.
Really,
I went
yeah.
snowboarding yesterday.
Snowboarding yesterday.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking Las Vegas there's no skiing, we have a thriving skiing and snowboarding community here in Las Vegas.
Just got to get there early, otherwise the cops won't let you up there.
Oh yeah. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna take a look at Lovell Canyon here.
Yeah, and this is just my off-roading group are part of us. There's 13 of us that went out this day. This was this past Sunday. We got about 6 inches of snow up there that day.
This was this Sunday, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yep.
And this is shot with the Air 2S. I really probably shouldn't have flown it during the amount of snow that was coming down. It was coming down pretty good.
They're pretty durable, really.
Yeah,
They-
but getting moisture in the motors is
Yeah.
I was doing a music video and we were using a rain machine and we were over Nelson's Landing and it turned out just okay, just fine. No water protection.
yeah. What was that? That was-
Transition.
yeah.
Transition.
Yes.
Throw a snowball at the drone.
There he is. Hi. So it won't quite look like this in November.
No.
Okay, it might. I mean, you never know. But I mean, usually it doesn't look like this until January or February before we really get some decent snow out there. But this area here, even when I don't know if I can get my fingers on the videos that I've shot there in the springtime, in the middle of the summer. It is beautiful, just beautiful.
The video that I shot with Bryce Smith. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
It's the,
We'll do
he's
it
the
next.
Baja Red
Yeah.
Bull Trophy Truck champion.
Oh yeah.
He was going nuts.
Bob, we're doing the other side next, or this coming Sunday. We're going to Mormon Wells.
Okay.
You know where that is?
No, tell everybody where that is.
It is off of 93 and 95, more on the other side of Mount Charleston.
Okay.
Pulling it up on the maps right now.
You
just
go
to make
up.
sure.
You go up 95.
Yeah, you go up 95, and it's right there. Pull up exactly on the map to see more. So you take. Oh no. Yeah, there's two sides. So there's 95 side and 93 side.
Uh-huh.
So it's either all the way out past Mount Charleston area or way past out towards Ute.
Ah, okay. Now, that Paiute Indian area there, as you're going out to Mount Charleston, I've attempted to get permission from the golf course there to fly that.
The Paiutes?
The Paiute Indian.
I could get that because
Yeah.
I'm Native American. My mom works closely with them.
Oh, good.
So I'm sure we could get it.
I would like to do that. That would be, Are you familiar with that spot, Jeremy?
No.
Next time you're going out that way, pull into the. I'm trying to remember what that street is. That
Gas station there. Yeah, there's a gas station right there too that you can buy cigarettes real cheap.
Uh-huh. Trayvon's pulling up another video here. I'm gonna share. Okay, that's it. Is this also Lovell Canyon?
Yeah, this is Lovell Canyon.
Okay,
This is
good.
further up. You can
Yeah.
see it in a different time of day.
Okay, cool. Let me pause this.
I have a longer video, but I'm not sure where I thought it was on YouTube, but I don't think it might.
How do I
Might not
rewind
be.
this here?
It'll play in a loop. It's only about 15 seconds.
Okay, this is a very, very, very short video.
Hold on to your seats. There's some flipping.
There's some scary FPV stuff. So if you get seasick easily, like me, as most of you guys know, let's take a look at this one here. All right. All right. So it's in vertical format here. So just hang on here, and it's going to repeat a couple times. But this is also Lovell Canyon, the same place that we just saw Jeremy in the snow there. This is the same place, but in more the summertime or springtime.
Exactly.
March.
Yeah.
Probably, actually about October.
October? Okay. Which is still summer here in Las Vegas, okay? I mean, we have many 100-degree days in October, okay? So, it doesn't start cooling down till November. Check this out. Here's my sound.
It might just be some music.
Oh, here it is.
How can I miss you? Really just
Okay.
But it was just me and this really badass trophy truck driver with a Razor, and he was driving as fast as I've seen anybody right along edges of cliffs,
Yeah. No.
Wow.
drifting, doing some wild stuff. And this video, there's a long video they made just to show off the new Razor, but this one was just a cool clip that I wanted to put together. I have some more videos. I couldn't find them though.
Wow.
But you can
So
see-
that's a beautiful, beautiful spot, here in Southern Nevada. And, I'm looking forward. I've got my Air 2S charged up here today. I am ready. I'm almost ready to get in the car and head out, It's a nice day out there. We finally got some.
Let me know, Bob. I can go out. I'm off at 2.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. That is way, way cool. Good. So I want to invite everybody, anybody else out there that wants to join the chat here, join the conversation. I want you to jump in here. I see Johnny Drone Flyers here. Johnny, I have my Triple Tech right here. I'm just downloading the new Fly app because I want to see bigger type.
Same here. So I got a funny thing you mentioned that. This morning I printed an adapter for my Air 2S for the RC N1, I think.
Yeah.
So that I can use my tablet with it with no issues.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Oh,
That's
that's nice.
one good thing about having a 3D printer.
Yes.
What size tablet is that?
That's an old Fire tablet, so it's one of the bigger ones. I think it's 9-inch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got like a 13-inch iPad. I just could never get that connected.
It would work
Well,
with.
We have a friend of the show and a friend of the group Old Farts, William Jason. I don't know if anybody's connected with him, but he's a Hollywood cinematographer and flies drones for Hollywood. And his father has been in metal crafting his whole life. He's been a metal fabricator, and he made a cardboard thing to show his Mavic 2 to a director so he could show him on his iPad the shot that he was
like a
suggesting.
shield like this.
Like
Yes.
a model.
Yeah. Yeah. So him and his father put together a company called Mav Mount.
I used to have a couple of their things.
Yeah. So and he may be in the chat room here. I don't know. He's here often. So if anybody has any questions or interested in talking to him, he is. I have to tell you, he is very, very friendly and very approachable, and to be able to really talk with somebody who's in the thick of the cinematography industry in Southern California, flying drones. I mean, he is, I thank William every day for really kind of being an honorary old fart also. He really, he was on my first show, and he's been on multiple. So,
and I think, like I told you, Bob, after I get back from Hawaii next month, I'm going to revamp my business. I'm tired of doing, pretty artsy things like this on my team.
We love that.
I want to start doing more industrial stuff, and I actually landed a contract this morning to do some industrial style printing with some special material. It's got carbon fiber. It's nylon infused with carbon fiber.
That's what we use at Brink for the for the
wrap around the
almost
drone,
for the entire drone. Yeah.
Wow.
I want to definitely look. I'm going to try to get back into 3D printing after the year or after vacation, and then I really want to get back into industrial style printing. I'm tired of painting.
Wow.
Yeah, those prints were interesting because we actually went away from it and then went back to it because whenever you would crash, our drones were meant to be like kind of roughhoused, and so whenever they did, kind of if they weren't thick enough, they would splint, and the carbon fiber would actually like split in half.
Yeah.
Versus just be more malleable,
So you want it to be more flexible.
It depends on your use case.
Okay.
Some things you want to have that kind of rigidity, but for the kind of the prop guards, we wanted them to be more malleable, so you could just replace them and bend them back into place.
I know everybody that's got a Nevada has got those rubberized bumpers on there, so they can bounce into things, and then you put a big metal thing in front of the camera, right? A metal guard.
Yeah, you can. Ken Dono has the best print for that. So if you need the bumpers for your Nevada, go to Ken Dono's Etsy store.
Yep.
Little plug there for Ken.
Yep. I've bought a few, and he's gifted me a few things here from his Etsy store. So he's definitely the place to go for that, for sure. So anybody else want to jump in here? Or the link for the show is in the chat right now. So if anybody wants to jump in, fine. If not, we can wrap this up. I know Jeremy, I'm not positive if I really can go today, but I'm going to call you back in a little bit here. But
any day.
Oh, this is wonderful. Like I say, I haven't flown since the beginning of November because I left for Africa, for Kenya at the November 5th. And then I came back, and I was back for Thanksgiving. And the day after Thanksgiving, I was Santa Claus.
So why didn't you bring your drone with you to Kenya?
Kenya's not drone friendly at all.
Okay.
And I tried months and months beforehand to do all the research, and I actually communicated with a guy in Kenya. You have to, first of all, you have to get their license, which it's not that, it was $200 to get their license. Then you had to buy a permit, and then you had to, as a foreigner flying a drone, you had to take a Kenya drone instructor with you, and you had to pay all of their expenses.
So I'll take Kenya off my list. I'll take Kenya off my list to move to then.
And they published in the newspaper in Nairobi, in the main newspaper, they published how many drones they confiscated each week at the airport in Nairobi. I mean, and like they were proud of how many drones,
for how we have it here.
how many drones they confiscated.
For now, Trayvon, for now.
You know?
Yes.
Because now you're letting
Yes.
everybody know what it's going to be like.
Right. So
People
let me
think-
put up a
All right.
banner here.
People think RID is bad. Just move to Kenya.
Yes. I'm going to put this scroll up here. Write your lawmakers. Oppose the ban on DJI. Okay. This is, I have had the fortune of communicating with 4 of our congressional representatives from Nevada and sit down and talk to them face to face about drones. And I strongly encourage everybody to do that. Go to your state representatives, find them at some event or whatever.
Trayvon,
But
Trayvon probably had better firsthand knowledge of how that whole process works from where he used to work at
Yep.
Brink. You're not still at Brink, right?
No.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
just in the-
no,
'Cause, I tell you what, they really fought to get where they are.
yeah, Brink drones.
yeah, Brink drones. They work
Uh-huh.
side by side with Metro and the
Yes.
police department and SWAT and so.
Brink drones is one of the blue UAVs, and they lobbied against DJI here, and they have a drone that can go into a hazardous waste type situation, and so people don't have to go in there.
Could be a barricade situation. That's
Yep.
the most common use case. That's why
Yeah.
we came up with it. Was for not necessarily a hostage, but it's just a situation where you don't want to send a guy in
Yeah.
first. You
Person that could lose their life. You'd
Right.
rather lose a
de-escalate.
drone.
Yeah, and so it has a two-way communication cell phone for whether it's a negotiation or de-escalation, and it has infrared to be able to see at night.
Uh-huh.
It also has a glass breaker to go through a
You can
situation.
break
Yeah,
the window
break
if
the
you want
window
to get in.
Yep. So that way it's useful in hazardous or in police or fire or
Yeah.
search and rescue. Even in Ukraine, they were using them to find through the rubble, survivors.
Yeah. Yeah,
used
this
in-
is a
lot
a
of use cases.
Nevada company.
It was
Not
started
anymore.
here.
It started here, but they're not here anymore.
Yeah,
Okay.
They since moved to Seattle, where all the better engineers and
Ah,
and
Yeah.
the
they
future
can
was-
tap those Microsoft guys, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Cool. Well, so far it doesn't look like anybody's jumping in here. So I think we'll wrap it up here for the day. We've been on a little more than an hour, but unless somebody wants to come in here and let us know what's going on with you. I totally did not believe that today was going to be the FPV drone day
mhm.
on Old Farts, but that's the way it turned out, and I'm thrilled that I have a set of Integra goggles here.
Okay.
I have the Motion 2 controller. I've only been flying the Mini 3 Pro with it,
Right.
but
That should be fun.
I'm definitely. I have to tell you what I'm really waiting for is the Avata Mini, the under 250 Avata. I'm going to
Is
believe
that
that's
coming out?
I think it might be.
Okay.
I don't really know anything for sure, but there may be 2 new Avatas.
That's the rumor.
The rumor is there's an Avata 2 coming, and there's an Avata Mini coming, and they may be released on the same day,
It's about the time. I would
and
say.
it may be within a month or 2. Okay.
You didn't hear it here.
You didn't hear it here, and I
You hold
sign
secrets
any
better than I- you
NDAs.
hold secrets better than I do.
I didn't sign an NDA with anybody, so it's all guessing work. Okay,
You were
so
in Africa. You were in China testing the new one.
yes, it's been a lot of fun.
Okay.
So Jeremy, say goodbye to our audience there I appreciate you coming on.
I
Thank
look
you very
forward-
much.
I definitely look forward to what we're going to be doing in November, and hopefully we can provide a lot of education to some people that are looking for education and provide places to fly that people have never experienced here in Vegas. So
I
definitely
think so.
looking forward to that.
Oh, it's gonna be a great fun. Great fun. All right. Good
Yep.
deal. So Trayvon,
Always
wanna-
a pleasure. Yep, it was good seeing you, Jeremy. Thank you for having me, Bob. You know, I just
Yep.
wanted to say, nice meeting everybody, and hope to guys can follow my work and see some cool stuff that we're doing here in Las Vegas, and be able to meet you guys in person in November.
we're gonna have quite a group here from, I've already heard from more than 50 people that are saying we are, we've taken time off of work. We are buying our plane tickets now.
Good.
And that's
And,
that's with zero advertising. That's with one post that you
Right.
did. One
I
post
know.
across a couple different platforms, and I can't imagine
Yeah.
what's going to be when we start ramping it up and other people start sharing it. And
Yeah. Well, we should have some solid numbers and solid information ready to go here. Definitely by the middle of February is when we should have some definite things. We do have a hotel, and now we're working on a B hotel. Okay, so we're working out the actual logistics, and then I'm going to need Olive's help. Okay, on transportation.
yeah, we meet with them on the 8th
Okay.
of February. So
Okay, so we definitely are gonna, we may have 100 or 150 people that we need to move around in Las Vegas here for 3 days. So
easy peasy.
yeah, I hope so. I'm
All right.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, everyone. I thank you all for joining us. A whole bunch of people joined us that I didn't get to say. Jaybird, the hat is sitting on a dresser downstairs with the envelope ready. I just haven't got my butt to the post office yet. Okay. Warren, good to see you. Brian, I'm just so glad that everybody jumped on. We will definitely be moving forward, and so we like to be able to, adding this FPV element to our drone meetup is going to really, I think, help us all. And who knows, we may all get goggles on, right?
Yeah, you could even fly your Mavics with FPV.
That's right.
So
That's right.
there you go.
Cool. All right, everyone. Peace out. Thank you all. We will see you very, very soon. Thanks for joining us today.